Hi everybody, it's Kayla. I'm just stopping by, hopefully, maybe real quick, because I wanted to share some things that I've been doing the past, I don't know how long I've been gone for, but I wanted to share some things that I've been doing recently at least, because I've been pretty busy with crafting wise. So I will still try and do a craft room tour eventually, but I wanted to just show you guys a few things. So yeah, I'll just get into it. So I will show one thing. So in my little video I posted last week or the week before, I shared that my grandmother passed away in August, and it's been a struggle. She was one of my best friends, but one thing I wanted to do when she passed was to draw a picture of her. So I did that, and I'm very proud of it. I did it in charcoal, which I haven't used since high school, so it's been a while. And this is how it turned out. So it was tricky. Don't get me wrong. It was really tricky because the picture was black and white. My grandmother was born in the 30s, and she would have been probably about maybe 19 in this picture. So it was tricky. Definitely quite a lot of similarities. My aunts and my mom, they thought it was great. But I'm very proud of it. It was tough to do. Especially teeth. I'm learning a lot about drawing teeth. So I did this a while ago. I would like to frame that one because I just have it in my one sketchbook right now. I don't think I have anything else in here really. No, that's it. This is a toned gray paper, which is really cool. So that's one of the sketches I've done, or drawings. I have my other sketchbook here. I wonder if there's anything I can show you. This is my sketchbook that I kind of will just whip out if I have ideas. I know I have some drawings in here, but I don't want to show you because they're my nephews, and I want to keep their privacy. So one thing I've been doing is taking pictures of animals, like people's pets or my pets, and I've been sketching them, and then I put them onto my iPad and I do an outline so they are for coloring. So this is one of them. This is my old cat, Priscilla. And yeah, so that's just the outline, and then when I put it on my iPad, I do make it the outline bigger. This one's really rough. I did the outline for this one already and it looks better. This is my old dog. It's Wally. And then this is my cat Jake. And I think that's all I've done so far. Yeah. So that's a project I've been working on too. I've been doing a lot of different things. I'm jumping back and forth a lot right now. But you know, some nights I just feel like drawing. Some nights I feel like crocheting. Or knitting. So I just go with how I feel. Okay, I'll get into some fiber stuff. So I've also been really enjoying making twisted headbands. So this is one of the first ones I made. So I made this one using chunky yarn. It was hand dyed. I think it's Essence of Autumn. Colorway Chameleon, I believe. I might be wrong. So it's nice and chunky. It's knit in the round, so it's nice and thick. So I basically just knit a really long tube and then sewed it together with the twist. It's really soft. I like it. I would put it on, but I clipped my hair back, so. And it didn't take very long to knit up. So there's one. And then I made this one. This one I still need to wash, so the stitches don't look quite as nice, but I really like the color of this one. This one I use Lion Brand Touch of Alpaca, which is a really nice yarn. So it's has that little bit, you can kind of see the fuzz from the alpaca. I cast on, again, I just kind of cast on a random number on, and I use 9-inch circulars with a 5mm needle for this one, and then I knit until it's 2 inches smaller than my head circumference, and then I sew it together. So I did that one, and then this one I just finished the other day. I love this one. This one is in a sport weight yarn. This is hand-dyed yarn by Dragon Strings in the colorway Monsters Eating Strawberries. Or no, it's not Monsters, Zombie Eating Strawberries, that's what it was. So same thing, I think I cast on 88 stitches for this one, and just made a long tube on 9-inch circulars. I think actually I used 12-inch circulars for these ones, and just knit until basically I was almost done the ball, which turned out to be about 2 inches smaller than my head circumference, and then I sewed it together with twist. I did block it first though, because some of my stitches looked a little wonky, so this one I blocked and then I sewed it together. So I plan on making more of those. That's a nice thing I like to work on when I just need a project to keep my hands busy, and then I figured I could try selling them eventually. So oh, I forgot. 1 second. Okay. One thing that's nice about being in my craft room is all my books and patterns are in one place. So I got this book. I bought this book a little while ago. It was on Amazon. So it's Crochet Magical Creatures by Drew Hill, and I've made a couple things from it. So one of the first things I made, let's see if I can find it. I think it was one of the first ones in the book. No, I'm not going to be able to, oh, there it is. So there's a dandelion. I'll just show you the picture. So I loved it. So I went to my local yarn store and I picked up some yarn and I made one. Mine's a little bit bigger because I use chunky yarn. And I only had blue safety eyes, but I really like it. It's so cute. It has a little tail. The hair took a long time, or the mane, but I just think it looked really cute. So I made one. And pretty easy pattern. I love that the construction of this, it just makes it go really quick and there's not as much sewing. So definitely recommend checking out that book if you like magical creatures. And then I made the catacorn that's on the front. I made that one. I did change the wings a little bit just because I was having trouble. So this is using worsted weight yarn, and I used yarn that I hand dyed a couple years ago with food coloring. Long hair sticking out. So that's the little cat corn. I think my nephew will end up with this one because he did request it. My other nephew requested the mushroom, so I'll have to make that one eventually. So that's what I made from that book. And then I made a bunch of little, I had some yarn left over from Christmas. My nephew requested a rainbow donut toy. So I ended up making one, and I used the Sheepji's Stonewashed XL for these. So I had leftovers from that donut that I made. I don't even think I have a picture of it, but it was about this big, and he ended up using it as a pillow to sit on. So so I made little owls. I didn't use a pattern. I saw a picture and then I just kind of did my own thing. There's no little wings or anything, but they're really cute. So I made a purple, a pink, it's like a turquoisey blue, and they're nice and squishy. That's what I like about them. It's almost like a fidget kind of thing. A yellow, and then with all the scraps I made a rainbow one. I just whipped up a bunch of those one day. They're a very quick project, and then I used the same kind of thing and I made this random little kitty one, which I think is just kind of funny. So, little bow. But they were fun to make. It was a day where I was feeling a bit anxious, so I just crocheted a bunch of those. I had memorized the pattern, so it was just really easy for me to go. And it was a lot of fun. So, a bunch of little owls. And then I've been seeing a lot of, I think they're called leggy frogs. So I decided to make one. I watched a few different tutorials and then just kind of figured out my own thing with it. So I used blanket yarn for this one, and his legs are definitely wonky. But he's cute. I did make a little one, but I keep him in my purse. So this yarn sparkles. I think it's Bernat Blanket Sparkle. I really like this yarn. But this was the first one I made. So again, kind of the fidgety thing. Just just random and cute. I liked it. And then, last but not least, I made this. I call him Clive. Again, I just saw some pictures. I couldn't find a pattern I loved, but so I just kind of took a bunch that I saw and inspired Clive. My husband requested something for his desk at work. He has yet to bring it to work, but I came up with this. I used Care-On cotton cakes. This was just some scrap, and then I just used felt for the eyes. I just glued them on. But he's so cute. This one I started from the bottom up, so I did the legs and then just attached them, sewed up the seam, and then just some little floppy arms. But I had a lot of fun making him. I might make more in different colors, but yeah, a lot of fun. My husband loves him too. I don't know why I decided on the name Clive, I just did, so it's Clive, and my husband even calls him Clive, so we're just big kids at heart. So yeah, I've also been doing a lot of sewing. I don't really have any projects of that to show you because I've been sewing for other people. I've been making project bags and tote bags, and it's really just been a learning curve. Like, I have this little pouch, and normally I would sew with thread that's the same color as the fabric, but this time I used black just because I wanted to see how my stitches were looking. And I was using my sewing machine. Usually I use my mom's, but I was using mine, and I definitely need to figure out the tension on it because the stitches are very, very wobbly. And I also wanted to practice putting snaps on. My mom let me borrow this tool to put snaps. So it's just a little pouch. I figured it's not the nicest thing because it's not sewn perfectly, but I can use it as a little notions pouch for one of my project bags. And yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun with the sewing too. A big learning curve, but it's fun. So, but I think that's it for things that I've made. I have projects on the go right now, of course, a few different things. A lot of different crafts going on. So one thing, I don't know if I mentioned it in any of my videos, was last year I was actually diagnosed with ADHD, and it makes a lot of sense. My whole life I've kind of known there was something else going on, but it never really occurred to me what it could be, and we finally figured out what it is. So I've been working on that, but it kind of explains my love for doing different crafts. I'm in a Facebook group and it's ADHD crafters, and it's amazing to see what everyone does. So I get, like, I think it's called hyperfixation, and for a while it was amigurumi. Right now it's twisted headbands. And Last summer it was portrait drawing with colored pencils, which I hadn't done before, and alcohol markers. I'll share some of those eventually too. And what else? Just the other day I made crochet hooks. It's just, or crochet hook handles. It's just a bunch of stuff like that, but I've been having a lot of fun, and it's just really cool to see how creative I can get. So that's another new thing with me. But for now, I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I will try and do a craft room tour once I have it a little bit more finished. It's basically finished. There's just a few things I want to add. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys.